Here we go again, feature multiplayer in the GT series in the Lamborghini. We're going to start from the back, like always. It's not quite the back, so we'll just drop back and let this Bentley go through. Come on, mate. There we go. Right, 22nd place. Here we go. Let's push forward, and there's already a smash. 3 cars. Normal Forza race then. We're going to stay on the inside here. Hopefully, no, there's nowhere to go, so we'll just cut in behind him here. Hopefully we don't rear end him. There's no harm in giving a bump draft. We're gonna use the wall there to stay out the way of that spinning car. I don't know what it was, I think it was another Bentley. And we're in 17th place on the first straight, 0.2 ahead of 18th. Hopefully he doesn't rear end us. We're gonna try and not mess someone up. I think that's our fault, that. See, normally I would have waited, I'd let them go back through, but he had completely spun out. Apologies. And we're going to go into 13th here, try not push him off the track. There we go. So far so good. We'll go for the wide line here and then cut back down the inside. No, you get blocked from the inside route, so we're just gonna have to stick there. Nowhere to go now. Try and go up here. Put 2 wheels on the grass, why not? And there we go. Couple of collisions. Little bump draft to the Audi, why not? We're gonna outbrake him here. Just about. And then we'll push on through. 10th place. Not bad for lap 1 from 22nd, so far so good. We're 8 seconds off the lead. Yeah, sorry about apologies that I didn't put another video up, obviously with the mug shot. I will do that again. This was a pre-recorded race, so I just wanted to upload this one. I've got a few others to upload as well that are pre-recorded, so they won't have the mugshot in, but I will do some more mugshot videos unless you lot really argue against it. But yeah, back to the race, lap 2, going down the back straight. We're in 9th place. We've got a bit of a gap to the cars in front, but we can finally take this sequence how we want to, but then we get rear-ended, so that's another dirty lap now. Still 0.2 behind. He could go for a lunge on this next corner. I'm hoping that he doesn't. We'll late brake. We'll try and stay on the inside, but I really messed that corner up. Trying to go in aggressively to the inside of the corner. The weather's not looking too good either. We'll go for I was setting up to go for the inside late braking, but then I don't know, it just didn't feel right. And yeah, this bloke, he is not going to give us any room at all, which is obvious. But we get by, thank God, because I think that could have been a problem for the next few corners. And we're pushing through, 8th place. We're now 10 behind first place. I don't think we'll get first. You never know though. You never know what's going to happen. And we're pushing through now, trying to catch up with 7th. I've messed that first corner up again. The car just seems to unsettle this Lamborghini while heavy braking. That's better. Hopefully we'll nick his slipstream all the way down the straight. Seems like he's good in a straight line as well. And I can see droplets of rain on the screen, which isn't good. I'm sure I saw one. There we go, there's another one. Alright, so it is just starting to rain. We're going to stay out unless it really starts to hammer it down. The rain is getting a bit heavier. Obviously on Forza we know as soon as you have spray coming up from your rear tyres, that is the time to pit and put the wets on. You can have it rain. That was a bit aggressive from us. That was a bit aggressive, but hopefully he understands. I'm not going to be sat behind him for the next 2-3 laps. I am going to try and make an overtake. If that was real life though, that would have probably ended both our races, so I do apologise for that. Hold my hands up. I'll try not to do another mad overtake like that. Such a crucial overtake though, because he was by himself. The guys from behind were catching us. The guys in front of him were getting away. We really needed to get past him. It was so crucial. So it is still dropping water, but like I said, there's no spray coming up from the rear tyres. In Forza, when the spray starts coming up from the rear tyres, or standing water is probably another way of saying it, that is when you need to get in the pits and put the wets on. Apart from that, you can easily drive dry tyres around a wet track as long as there's no spray coming up. Unless people think otherwise, that's kind of my preference on it. It does feel like the rain is getting heavier on the screen, but on the track it still feels really grippy. And we're only 5/10ths down from a dry lap, so not too bad. Could have taken that a bit quicker, but it'll do. Try not to lose the rear end. So it's lap 4 here, we're in 7th place. We're going to keep pushing on here. We're going to try and get as high as we can before our first pit stop. I don't know whether to pit at the end of this lap or the end of the next, because if I pit at the end of this lap, chuck the dry tyre on, and then it really starts to hammer it down, it's just going to be a waste of a pit stop. So I might extend this and go to the end of lap 5. That way, if it starts to really, really rain midway through lap 5, most people would have pit already and we'll have the advantage, one whole pit stop advantage, if it really starts to rain heavy. Looks like these guys are really struggling with their tyres now, so we'll quickly ASAP try and get by them. There we go outside, then into the inside, and we're up into 4th place. We can now see the podium in front of us. If you look on the map, you can see 1st and 2nd. They're on the straight now. 1st place has gone into the pit, and has 2nd. Nope, 2nd has stayed out. So we're going to force our way to stay on. E obviously wanted to pit, we wanted to stay out. Clash of cars there. So 1st place did pit, 2nd place stayed out. So Comey 85 is not actually in 1st place of this race at the moment. And we are in 2nd place, but obviously by the end of this lap, that's when we'll really know where we are. Try and get this sequence better than last time. That'll do. It's not aggressive, but then we don't have to be aggressive. I know we're trying to get back to the pits right now. The tyres are going off. I'm not going to push it through there and then just to mess it up and then go 2 seconds down on what we were doing. We've got this guy following close behind, so it looks like we're going to go into the pits with him. All in all, it's looking good though. I'm happy so far with how we're racing. We haven't really got into any bothers. We've probably lunged a couple of people, a bit naughty, but I realise that and I'll admit that. It's not like I'm trying to justify doing it. Well, I did earlier on one of them. I said we need to get ahead because where it was, but you guys know what I mean. Come on. I know that it's wrong. That's what I'm basically trying to say. I shouldn't have lunged them 2 people earlier in the race, but come the finishing position, I'm sure I won't be thinking about that in the race. I'll be more thinking about how we raced as a whole. And so far as a whole, I'm happy. So we're going to chuck it in the pits now. I am going to stay on the soft tyre. There we go, medium's fitted. No refuel, because we always put enough fuel in at the beginning of the race. And now we're going to push on. We are in the podium places with 4th place, 0.2 behind us. He might overtake us on this straight, pardon me. He's only 0.2 behind. Is he going to get it down to 0.1? If he does, he's probably going to make the overtake. Yep. There he goes. So we'll let him have it. We'll let him cut in front there. We'll give him a little tap just to say, look, we are here. We're not leaving you. We're not going to ram him off track though. But we'll definitely make it known that we're behind him. Nothing wrong with a bit of contact as long as it doesn't mess someone's race up. I mean, this is the GT series after all. And we've got another guy joining the party now. Basketball Tony. I hope that means he doesn't like a bounce, because then we're in trouble. So let's go for it here. Definitely got the straight line speed on that Chevrolet. Corvette, Chevrolet, what do we call it? I don't know. There we go. And the rain seems to have gone away as well, which is good. I'm happy about that, because there's nothing worse than putting fresh rubber on and then having to go straight in the pit again to put a wet tyre on. It would just be lovely if you could just chuck the wet on as your one and only pit stop, but hey ho. It's looking good anyway. Dry track. We're in second position. It's lap 6. Yeah, I don't think we'll catch first, because I do remember saying earlier though that first place pit, and I said Comey 85 was technically not in first place, but whoa, we've made a massive mistake there. We're going to come sweeping back onto the track. Hopefully we don't mess them up. Let's get out the way like that. There we go. Obviously the first initial going off track, there was nothing I could do about sweeping back across the track. But yeah, as long as you can try and stay out the way of approaching cars, because there's nothing worse than when you're having your own race, someone coming flying out of nowhere off track. You have to really try and Forza to keep out of the way of people. It is such a frustrating thing when people just dive back on thinking they own the track. But yeah, that initial going off, there was nothing you could do about sweeping the back across and hitting the barrier. But here we go. We're now in 4th. So to get on the podium now, we're going to have to overtake. We don't have a penalty. They don't have a penalty. We're all loving life, all three of us. Let's go. Should we try and sneak up the inside here? Yeah, we'll try it. Nothing wrong with a bit of contact, as long as we leave him enough space, which we do. He then yields, and now we can push on. We're in the podiums, but I'm not happy with that. I want second place because I'm greedy. And he's got a 1 second penalty in front. But I don't care about that. I'm going to overtake him because I'm greedy. I don't want to sit behind and wait for the 1 second penalty to take place. I want to be in front. And I know that we have speed on him as well, which we do. We're going to nick his slipstream. Should we go for an outbreak here? Oh no, he covers it. I'm going to swing back out, and I've messed it up. I didn't want to rear end him, to be honest. Obviously, that's the last thing I want to do. So yeah, if I'm just going to get out of there. If he wants to go defensive, that's fine. And now we've got a massive toe of slipstream. Where do we go? We'll go outside. No, we'll go inside. We'll go inside. There we go. And now we're going to push all the way down. I know that Chevrolet will be quicker in a straight line. We're going to try and outbrake him here. Try and not hit him, which we do. Then we get a little bump draft as well. Cheers, mate. And we're back in second place. They both have penalties behind. We're pulling away. This is looking good, as long as I can gap them now, which I couldn't do last time. I got out to 1-4 and then I made a massive mistake on that chicane into the straight. So let's go for a late break here, into second gear, let the car rotate. There you go. Once you know you're going to make it, put your foot down, well, finger down, and then you let the car take over. It's all about letting the car rotate on Forza. That's what I've noticed. You can brake and do all these lunges, but if you don't let the car rotate, you're never going to make the corner as you hit the accelerator. So look, let the car rotate, ease the throttle, then full power. As soon as you know you can go full power and there's no chance of you coming off, you go for it. It is simple. Obviously sometimes the car can step out of line, or the rear end can come out. These are all things you deal with as it when it happens. But yeah, car rotation, definitely a big one in Forza. And we're on the last lap now. Tyres are looking good because obviously we pit a lap late. We're 0.7 ahead of a 1.3 penalty place anyway. It's 12.3, well it was 12.4 for Comey 85 in first place. And we are bringing the Delta down on him as well. See, some of these races I do regret when we start from the back, because a race like this, let me have a look at the Delta. Oh no, Comey accelerates against us there. 12.5. So yeah, some of these races, I do feel like if I qualify and we've got an attack from behind our basketball, Tony, he's got the 1.3 penalty, he's going to try and go for these overtakes now because he wants to get in front and take that second place, but it's fine, we can just go a bit defensive if he gets close. But we are catching first place. That was a 12.5 penalty, 12.5 delta. It's now down to 11.6, 11.5, 11.4. So yeah, if we had qualified, I reckon we would have been fighting for the lead of this race. Obviously, you have to climb through the field at the beginning of every race. It gives the people up front an advantage, especially if they're quick and qualified quick. But yeah, 10.7 now, 10.6, 10.5, 10.3. We would have been catching him so quickly on this last lap if we had done a qualifying session. Look at that, 9.2, 9.1. On one lap alone, we must have pulled it in around 4 seconds, easily. And there we go, across the line. In the Lamborghini, in the GT series, we come up 19 places. Technically, it would have been 20 places, or 21, no, 20 places, because we started 21st, but we dropped to 22nd. But then at the end of the race, it won't show that on this Delta here. It will only show from where we started. So there was 22 cars, as you can see. We dropped to 22, so we come up 20 places. We got the fastest lap time.